Hey guys, it's breyerandwolflover and welcome to Filming Tips Part 2. Now, before I get started, I just wanted to say a couple of things. First of all, yes, I am filming this inside simply because it's really hot out and it'd just be too much work, I guess, to go outside because #lazy. And also, my fingers and my hands are all up in here, so don't worry about that. It's simply because I'm showing you guys the certain techniques and tips, and I'm not really too worried about cutting out my hands or anything like that, so don't worry. I probably should have said this in part 1, but I forgot, so yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started to the filming tips part 2. Alright guys, so the first tip that I have is to trim your clips after you are done filming them. And I know some people may not understand what this means, but here I'm just gonna let the video do the talking. Here's just a before and after clip of not trimming them, then trimming them, and you can tell the difference. It looks way more professional, and here, just go ahead and take a look. Hey Sam, how are you doing today? Oh, not too good. I think I'm coming down with something. You don't think it's that new disease that's been going around, do you? No, I'm sure it's not that. Look, I have to go. I'll see you later. Hey Sam, how are you doing today? Oh, not too good. I think I'm coming down with something. You don't think it's that new disease that's been going around, do you? No, I'm sure it's not that. Look, I have to go. I'll see you later. As you can see, when you trim the clips, such as when you're getting your camera ready or when you're just about to place your hand in the model and start talking, cut all of that out and you can really tell the difference. It looks so much more professional and so much more just well done, and it really makes a difference. So I really highly recommend doing this. Tip number 2 that I have is to create something that has never been done before and produce something that is new and original. And I see this way too many times on YouTube, whether it's a model horse series or movie, when it's just automatically based in the medieval period. And I know this is an amazing period. There was so much amazing culture and everything was just so awesome back then. But of course not everything. There was some pretty funky stuff that did happen, but you know, we're gonna keep it PG. But I just see this too much, and it gets really dull and boring, and no one's really interested in that anymore unless you can really do it good. And I know that my own series is based off of that period. That was just because I was highly influenced by the movie Brave, so that's where that came from, plus my series is really old. So, if you're thinking about creating something new, or creating a new series, make the idea of it new, because that's what's going to draw people in, that's what's going to get you your subscribers and your fans and your support, and that is going to be all worth it in the long run. So don't be afraid to try something new. Trust me, it will be okay and it will pay off. Tip number 3 that I have is to use original music. And again, this is really annoying after a while in the tubes. When I come across a series or a movie and I hear a music score or soundtrack that so many people use, and I am guilty of it, but I try not to anymore, as you can tell from my current episodes of Faith and Hope. It's boring, guys, and don't think that just because other people are using it that you have to use it too. I can 100% guarantee you, if you're picking a soundtrack that has emotion and actually applies to what's going on in the film, it's going to make it so much better. And that's what gives people the feels, and that's what gives people these new emotions. And so just pick out original music. Here is an example of using, I don't want to say mainstream, but just something that's been used a lot versus using something that's actually been picked out with more thought and more emotion. This next tip is if you have model horses with stands, and there are a lot of horses that have stands. Basically, this is just really simple, is to when you're making shots with the horses walking and you can see their legs and their hooves, make sure to take the stand off, because this is just ties in with just simply being realistic. And it's okay if you can see the peg, because you obviously can't get rid of that. So just make sure to take off the stand, but if you're doing shots where it's the upper body more, or the upper legs, you don't have to do this, especially if you can pull it off without the stand being seen. The next tip is when models are talking, people tend to shake the horses way too much and they look like they're having seizures. And I know I'm guilty of this, but again, I try to fix it. But horses don't need to move that much when they are talking. It's kind of like when we talk, our heads and our bodies barely move, so it's kind of the same thing you want to do. Just make sure to make it realistic, and we don't look like bobbleheads when we talk, so just, again, keep it nice and toned down. You don't have to shake the horse to death when you're talking. It's gonna be all good. Now, the last tip that I have for you all is for when hands and fingers get into the film. And it is pretty annoying. It's something that I try very hard not to happen. It's happened in the past because, of course, I was young and I didn't care, and it was bad. But now in my series and stuff, I try to keep my hands and fingers out as much as possible. There are some people on YouTube who get really angry whenever they see fingers. They literally say, "Oh my gosh, I saw a finger," like all caps and everything. And so it just makes it a lot better. Alright everyone, so this concludes my model horse filming tips, and I hope these were helpful to you all and that you will all use these and just really take my word for it. Again, just a disclaimer, I'm not a professional. I hope to be one day, but as of right now, I'm not. I mess up, I'm a human, I make mistakes, we all make mistakes, and it's okay. You can make your film or your series or your short films whatever you want. I'm not telling you, oh, you can't do this or you can't do that. You can do whatever the heck you want, because in the end, it's your work. You're putting your work into it, and no one should tell you to do it differently. These are just tips that I think kind of help out just a wee bit. So again, you can do whatever you want with your movies. It's all about having fun and being creative, and there should be no one there to stop you. And if you're getting hate or anything, just ignore it, do what you do what you love, and do what you do. So yes, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to give it a big old nice thumbs up. Click the thumbs up button, and make sure to comment down below if this was helpful or if you have any other tips I didn't mention, because we can always help a sister out. And yes, so I have 2 short films planned. One of them has to deal with bullying, and it's depressing. I mean, what else can you expect from me? And the other one has to deal with how screwed up the world is and whatnot, so, you know, it's gonna be fun. And these are not gonna be as big of a production as Amaryllis's Fate. They're going to be a lot shorter. Maybe the max is like 4 minutes. I don't know. It's not gonna be that big, just, you know, little short films, and I hope you guys are excited for them. And don't forget to stay tuned for more videos, and for Faith and Hope, which is my Breyer series. You can subscribe to my channel to get notified every time I upload and to become part of the fam. And yes, so I love you all so much. Thank you so much for over 1,400 subscribers. It is amazing. I love you all, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to put an outro to this because I'm lazy. We shall see if I decide to put an outro or not. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I probably said that 20 times now and I need to go. And yeah, I will see you all in my next video. Bye!